Hi, my name is Kian Hao. Today I'm going to do the discussion for task 8.1c. So here is the class my state, and like you can see here I have a t. So the t is like a variable that can hold a reference for methods or the variable. So the t here can be the data type. So what you put in the t, it will going to affect all the t in the class. So if I put a t as a string, so the t here will also become a string. So it means that for this array, it only can save the string data type. If I put the integer here, so it means that the t also will become an integer at here. So it means that the array only can save the integer number. And for the count is used as the index for the array for us to add or remove the value and make sure it didn't existing the length of the array. And this is the constructor, and the thing we need is the length of the array. And for the push, it's going to add the value into the array. So you can see it here. If the count is bigger than the array length, it's going to throw the error message. And for the t-pop here, it's going to remove the last value in the array. So, and if the count is smaller than 0, it's also going to throw a error message here. And for the find, so this method is going to find the value in the array. It meet the requirement. So for the t is the data type, like what I said just now, and here's the boolean. So for this, the func t bool criteria, so it's a function that takes on the input for type t and return the data type boolean. So our input will be the type t, and you're going to check is it the input reach the requirement or not. If it reached the requirement, it's going to give the output, the boolean output, which is true or false. So if you see it here, so we have called this function at here. So it's going to check is it the array reach the requirement. If it reach the requirement, it's going to show true and it's going to return the array. If no, if after it check all the value in the array, it's going to return the default t. So why we use the default t here? Like because the default t here is used to return the num value. So as we know that for each data type, like the num value is different. So like for string, we can straight away use none here, but for integer we can't. For integer we only can put 0. So for the default t, it will going to automatically set the num value for each type of data, or for each data type. And same with the file, we also have used the function here. So if the array reach the requirement, it's going to add the array into the list. So after that, it's going to change the list to the array and return it. So for the max here, it's going to show the max value in the array. So you can see here, we have used the comparer class here. So the comparer class is an abstract class. So in the C sharp, so we don't need to write it, and it's implemented in the comparable interface. So the comparer class is for us to use to compare two values. So you can see it here, like we have called the methods compare with the array value and the max value. So why we put that it compare the so why we put something like this, like compare the value, the array value and the max value bigger than 0. So it's because like for the methods compare, so it will going to return a number, not true or false. So if array I is smaller than the max, it's going to return a negative value. If array I is same with the max, it's going to return 0. If array I is bigger than max, it's going to return a positive value. So if array I is bigger than max, it's going to return a positive value, and it meet the requirement here. So the max will, so it will going to set the max equals to the array I. So after finish comparing, it will going to return the max. So same with the min, we use the same thing here. And for here is the property for us to show the array. And now here is the account class. And we have implemented it into the comparable account. So why we use the comparable? So it's because we need to make the account class comparable. So if you see it here, like the account class have two variable, which the string name and the decimal balance. So we know that the string name cannot be compared. We only want to compare the decimal balance here. So after we implement the interface here, we're going to make a new methods here, compare to. So compare to is a methods that in the comparable interface. So it helps us to use to compare the balance. So and like what you see here, like why we need to use the compare here, compare to, we need to call the compare to methods here is because when we run the min, when the compare methods run, it will going to automatically run the compare to methods here. Okay, now let's go to the main. So at here we have create a new object, and we set the t as the account. So it means that all the t here become an account. So after we set the array in the class, my stack will become a account array. So let's add some. So we have add some array into the account into the array. And now for here, so we have used a file methods here, and this is how we set the criteria. So if the x balance is bigger than 300, so it's going to check the value here, like is it the x value is bigger than 300, and for this it's going to show all the value in the array that reach this requirement, and send me the file here. it's going to show the value in the array which have the name Ali. And for this, it's going to print the max balance in the array, like which account have a max balance, and this we're going to print a which account has the min balance. So let's run it. So that's how it works. So as you see, like for the balance, so only the I and Ali account have more than 300. So yep, here it show. And 5x, like the account that equals to Ali, and here is what it show. And for the max value, like I have a 500, so it show in here, and Alex have a minimum value. So that's all for my discussion. Thank you.